I have been thinking a lot about observation since our discussion.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that for me, like the magic of observation happens when the thing, so let's say I'm staring at a leaf. I know it to be a maple leaf. I know the structure of a maple leaf. I know the outline of a maple leaf. I know the general color, depending on seasons, of a maple leaf. Those are things I already know. True observation is, when you're looking at the detail so closely that the maple leaf stops looking like a maple leaf. You're so focused on things you just didn't see and things that do not really cannot be easily categorized in the things that you know. So you have to come up with, so that is something about observations. And I was telling you how it ultimately, to observe is to listen.
I love that you connected observing, bringing information into the brain, but then not just handing it off. You know, you ran it through your knowledge. And so if it doesn't fit in, oh my God, that's new stuff to observe.
That is it. Yeah.
And I love that, because so oftentimes, our brain is doing subconscious processing in order to see or hear, but it's that deep observing. It's adding that extra filter of running it through your current knowledge. And does it fit or does it not?
That's the discovery.
I love
it's also like, you can just do it. You don't even have to look at a leaf. You can look at your own hand.
Everything.
And just everything.
Well,
everything had
the book you
much heat.
recommended.
That's why. Oh, the one that Elise recommended to me, that I recommended to you. Yeah.
I mean, it's every day. Just get in the habit of slowing down. You do have to slow down, or be removed. Because I learned so much walking my dog. I stop enough to watch the world through her senses. And that just opens up all sorts of new,
Isn't it interesting? Because there is a poem that I close read with my students. It's Emily Dickinson's poem, "A Bird Came Down the Walk." And we talk about this a lot. Would you like to attend class when I teach that poem?
Oh, of course.
It's about Emily Dickinson, or the narrator, watching a bird come down a walkway, like a human, okay? And then it tears up a beetle in half. And then so it's basically, and then the bird rises up. So there's a bunch of steps, and it's all about intense observation. What's interesting is how much, and I talk to my students about the fallacy of anthropomorphism, or fallacy of being anthropocentric, because every action of another creature we interpret through our human lenses.
Right.
We think, oh, the bird is delighted. And tell me, and then you're like, okay, or the dog is wagging its tail furiously, or the ears are in furious motion, and therefore I know it's delight. What else could it be? Right? What are the other registers of emotions that you don't know about, that you don't even have language for as a human, that this creature experiencing? And that tells us about assumptions we make based on our limited body, limited experiences, rooted in our body. But also, I don't think it's always fallacy, or I don't think it's bad. I also tell them, while I'm telling you it's fallacy of anthropomorphism, you also have to understand that this is the lens whereby you're connecting with this creature, right? Yeah. It's the lens that might lead to many interpretive errors, but it's also a lens through which you're connecting with. And through that, what I'm ultimately teaching them is don't think in single valved ways. Don't think that just because I said it's a fallacy, don't think in binary terms, right?
Yep.
You have to hold multiple realities at the same time, and they can be true.
Hmm.
And so if you do it long enough with them, their mind starts holding nuance in a beautiful way, which, you know, ultimately I would say my selfish, deeply self-interested hope is at that level of critical thinking they will execute as an 18-year-old during elections, when they're choosing their presidents, when they're making policy decisions in life, right?
Yep.
It starts with Emily Dickinson's bird in the you know, came down the walk, but like, that's the hope.
Hmm. Wow. Well, Sabrina, thank you so much. I know you have to get ready for a meeting. So
Thank
much fun.
So much fun. I hope some of whatever we've talked about is useful for your website.
Oh my God, I was like jumping out of my, I was trying not to physically jump out of my seat, but mentally I was jumping out of my seat. Like, yes,
Aw.
yes, yes.
I learned so much. And you know what? I learned so much from these discussions, because this is that step in that feedback form where I sit with these thoughts, but when I articulate them, an order and clarity set in, right? Like it becomes clearer to me. So I know these things, but they're not clear to me until I'm communicating them with you.